What's up? AtoZSports Live on a Friday. Going to have a great conversation, a great show to send us to the weekend, another football weekend. The Titans are up north in Cleveland on Sunday, where it could be snowing. It could be not, well, it's going to be cold. It could just be like the worst type of cold, which is the freezing rain cold. I hate that stuff. But that could be it because they are right there on the lake. And the lake effect is real, and the Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward effect is also real. How many points are going to be scored? First to score wins. I don't know. It's going to be kind of wild here, but we finally have the game that we have been hoping we would have. Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders. The Titans at the Browns. There's a lot on the line in this game, actually. I think Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders is the sideshow, because I think there's a main event that is actually more interesting, more impactful, something that I am going to predict is going to happen in this game that sounds crazy, but also it just might happen. And then this is the first weekend, truly the first weekend where Tank Bowl Watch is on. And I actually think there's a Saturday game that will impact the tank situation for the draft. And we'll talk about all that. Then there's good news to send us to the weekend. Easton, what's up? Let's get it going.
Yeah, it's a lot you just unpacked there. I'm interested.
I just teased about 18 things.
You've got a lot on your chest. I can't wait to unpack.
If I remember them all, it'll be amazing.
That's right. If we do come back, chat, write those things down for us. We're gonna have a good one today.
Ann is the most responsible person that I can see in the chat right now. So if Ann, who will be at the game in Cleveland, bless your heart. Ann just make sure I remember my prediction, the main event, then the Saturday thing in the Tank Bowl. Thanks.
Cool. So good morning to everyone in the chat, including Ann. We got a great show planned for you, obviously. We are going to cover a whole lot, but we need you to like the show. That is the number one thing on the to-do list today. Hit that like button on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are watching with us. We really appreciate it. It's extremely helpful for the product, for the program this morning. So hit that like button and then jump into the comments with Bork and Ann and Mr. Lean and James and Bus and Diamond and the Bear and Steven and Jason. A lot of familiar faces in there. Good morning to all of you. Join them. Let us know your thoughts on this Titans-Browns slop fest that we are previewing. Going to be a good time. Like the show, jump in the comments. And Austin, if you wouldn't mind, getting us started.
Yeah, and Bork says, dang, and getting homework for good behavior. Yeah, that's what happens. When you show competency, the expectations rise.
That's right.
So that's on.
If you're smart, you always keep the bar right here.
Yeah.
Fly under the radar. Yeah.
Don't do too good on your concussion baseline test, because then you'll have to own up to that later on. Exactly. All right, let's do it officially. Welcome to AtoZSports here live on this Friday. I'm Austin Stanley. He's Easton Freezer, Titans reporter for AtoZSports. We go live every weekday morning at 8:10 Central Time. We're also powered by the BTA Sports app, making you a better sports better. And we do go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We also tweet out our segments on our X account at AtoZSports, segment by segment. So hit that link there. Also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content, as we've been discussing over the last month-ish or so. You can follow us on Google as a preferred source. That's a big deal moving forward. We think what Google wants to do with that. But you can follow us on Google. Just pasted that link in the chat there for you guys. And also have to thank our sponsors, because they make it happen for us and they help out all of you. Wilson County Hyundai, make them a part of your new car buying process. See them in Lebanon or online at wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. They're local and online at bartondrury.com. Botero Carts, life is short. Buy a golf cart, especially as the holidays approach, with 2 locations in Columbia and in Gallatin. And Window Nation, buy windows. I bought windows. They're great windows. 50% off all window styles for the end of the year. Get your free estimate at windownation.com. So, Easton, we have been waiting for this game. When the Titans drafted Cam Ward back in late April, and then you have Shedeur Sanders tumbling all the way down to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. And then the reaction was, well, Browns not a bad spot for Shedeur, right? Like, he actually might have a chance to do something because Deshaun Watson is still dealing with his second Achilles tear. And Dylan Gabriel's nothing to, have expectations for. Joe Flacco gets traded to the Bengals in a weird situation, and Dylan Gabriel goes out, and Shedeur Sanders is in. And of course,
you forgot Kenny Pickett. First of all, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I mean, he's pretty easy to forget.
Traded early in the season too. Where's the backup right now?
Don't care.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. The
Raiders traded a real draft pick for that guy, by the way.
Yeah, they did. That's crazy. And the Bear kind of sets me up perfectly with this comment. What? Sanders looking more like a first-round pick and Ward looking more like a fifth-round pick? Lock it in. And that's what I was expecting. I was expecting one person to do something like this to get this show off and started this morning, because I knew Easton would have his eyebrows down, have his face all, his mouth all like, what? I don't understand. His head cocked sideways.
Is this
like
predictive?
A dog that doesn't understand what he's hearing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if this is predictive on the Bears' part or if this is his evaluation of the past 2 weeks. Either way, I have questions. But what do you think he's talking about what he thinks is going to happen in this game, or what he thinks
I think he's talking about what he
weeks?
thinks he's seen. That Cam Ward has struggled. Cam Ward has thrown 6 touchdown passes in 12 starts. That is a half of a touchdown per game. He's thrown 7 interceptions in those 12 starts as well. And I don't remember how many fumbles he's lost or how many fumbles he's had that he didn't lose.
3?
3 lost fumbles, but
at least 3 I can think of.
There's a lot of fumbles in there that he has not lost that have still come out of his hands. So, and Shedeur, is doing Shedeur things, right? So I just expected somebody to drop that in there.
Right.
I don't know if the Bears followed up or not. No, I don't see anything from the Bear.
That's all right. Thank you, the Bear, for your input this morning.
So let's hear from the Titans quarterback about facing Shedeur Sanders. And these guys are friends. They train with each other. They know each other well. We talked about that a lot during the spring and the draft process of their back and forth of Cam worried about football and Shedeur worried about his latest rap album. Okay, so prediction for the game. There we go. And so here is Cam Ward talking about facing his training buddy in Shedeur Sanders.
Played in college, so now he's a good quarterback. But then really just seeing, both of us grow, just within ourselves, within the game of football, learn everything. So I'm excited to see what he does.
How often you talk to him? Do you guys text, keep in touch this week?
No, we don't text really. Like during the season like that, it's more of an off season. Just because the life we live, we're both busy. We both got a playbook, to constantly be in. But I'm always here.
He knows I'm always here. So now let's hear Shedeur Sanders on the other side of the things, talking about Cam Ward.
Yeah, Cam competitive is always fun, getting out there training with him. And then, we both end up getting drafted and we both went our separate ways, And that's really everybody that played in college with almost. Everybody's focused on what they got to do, and it's all love, whenever we see each other.
But not a lot of communication since the draft.
I would say we don't really communicate with any players. Even I play with Colorado all that stuff will probably happen later on down the road, but not right now. We all focus on what we got to do to be great.
Playing against Cam add any juice to this game for you?
Nah, I think it's not nothing extra, within myself that I'm thinking, just playing against another opponent, it's another week. It's a lot of great quarterbacks, week by week that we play against. So I wouldn't say this adds anything.
I wouldn't say this adds anything. No, nothing extra. I don't believe him at all. And I want to know, Easton, do you believe Shedeur Sanders that he says, no, I get that they're going to say what they're going to say for sure. I get it. But I don't believe that one bit.
No. With the way that things went for Shedeur throughout the draft process and the slide on the draft nights itself into day 3, right? He's had a couple of chips on his shoulder all year long, and I don't think he has any chip on his shoulder that reads Cam Ward must be proven wrong or anything. Cam didn't do this to him. The NFL did this to him. So I think he just wants to look like Cam's contemporary in this game and prove that they should have both been top 10 or top 5 draft picks the way that they were talked about for a lot of the winter and into the spring, instead of the massive disparity between where they ended up going. And of course, he's had to fight his way into a starting position all year long with guys getting traded and hurt ahead of him, and finally getting an opportunity and winning his debut game and making history and being this media circus, the most talked about third stringer in the history. Actually, really what this game is, if you think about it, is the battle of the two teams with the most talked about practice squad guys of all time, because the amount of clicks that AtoZSports.com has gotten, and I'd imagine every other sports website on the planet has gotten off of the names Shedeur Sanders and Xavier Restrepo this year, are astonishing for, again, a pair of practice squad guys for the majority of that time. So I think that it does mean something more to him, and I think that he's probably looking forward to the fact that he gets to play the Titans defense instead of the Browns defense, which is something that we'll unpack more, I'm sure, as the show goes on. And for him, he's just trying to keep this job, right? The Browns are being taught. I mean, we talked yesterday, JT and I did, about the Dan Brugler mock at The Athletic that came out this week, and he had the Titans trading down, which is not the surprising part, right? That's always going to be what happens in basically every mock ever written, as long as the Titans are in the first spot. The question is always with who, and that's going to differ mock to mock. Well, in Dane's, he had the Browns being the ones moving up, and they have a pair of picks from the Jaguars trade last year. And everyone is expecting, despite them drafting 2 rookies last year, to go and push their chips in on their quarterback of the future this upcoming season. And Shedeur's primary objective right now, I'm sure, is to prove that they shouldn't do that, or maybe convince another team that when the Browns do that, to come and get him and give him a shot. Like, he's just trying to earn his keep in the NFL right now. And, the Titans aren't the worst team in the world to demonstrate that against.
Yeah, you're right. I do think both quarterbacks, they're real friends, I believe, as somebody said in the comments, and to think that they haven't, I do with what they said. I believe them in the most part of like how they communicate and don't communicate with certain people in the season, especially as rookies, because they're just trying to get these things figured out. But this absolutely means something. I think it means way more for Shedeur Sanders than it does Cam Ward. Cam Ward went number 1. That's what he wanted to go. He wanted to go number 1. Now, the season hasn't worked out, so he's just trying to go out there and do that separate of Shedeur Sanders. But Shedeur Sanders fell so many spots that this absolutely is important. If he can share this, because Dion came out and said, doesn't matter what happens, one of my kids is going 1, whether it's between Cam, Shedeur, or Travis Hunter. Dion's all saying that his actual human child went 5th round, and the other 2 guys went 1 and 2.
Doesn't matter.
And so,
technically right.
Technically
right.
One of my kids is going 1, but my actual kid went 5th round. Like, it's just crazy to like how that. Like, so yeah, Shedeur Sanders got something here. Like, Dion's going to be in the booth. Colorado's not doing anything right now besides trying to save their recruiting class and their program, because they were awful after Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter no longer there. That's
when you got a couple of guys whose jerseys get retired that leave the program.
That's right. Well, and
what's going to happen.
Their actual best cornerback, Colton Hood, transferred to Tennessee. So that's the other thing too. So all right, let's ask this
Tennessee
question.
Titan Colton Hood.
Maybe, honestly,
very real possibility.
Maybe
he will be in a lot of Tennessee Titans mock drafts this spring. I can tell you that for sure.
I think there's going to be 3. This is a future show. 3 Vols that will get mocked the Titans all offseason.
I'm pretty positive I know who you're talking about.
I'm
Colton
not talking about. We're not doing the show today. We're doing.
No, I know. I'm saying one more side note, not on that topic. Colton Hood is one of my favorite draft archetypes every year. He's the other guy in a program. I love when a school has 2 guys at the same position that are both high-level prospects, but everyone has a preference. And the Tennessee has a pair of first-round caliber cornerbacks, and Hood is the other guy. And I think, generally speaking, there's usually value to be gained on the other guy.
Yeah, but the main guy didn't play the whole year.
Yes, I know, but like think back to I mean, Tennessee had this with a pair of receivers a couple of years ago, right? And look at
Tillman
which one
and
is
Hyatt.
right, and look at the one that's succeeding far more than the other in the NFL right now. One can't get on the field.
Yeah, he won the Bolitnikoff Award.
Right, and the other one's an actual NFL receiver. So look at it. Look at how that goes.
That made sense. So, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Nico to the Titans. Let's get weird. No, I mean, I think
Let's
Nico
start with Nico to
transferred
the NFL somehow.
Nico to Vanderbilt would be
Whoa.
Because I don't know if he's going to stay at UCLA with their new coach.
Not a Clark Lee guy. Not a culture fit. Clark doesn't put up with that. He doesn't put up with that kind of thing.
Honestly, very true. Jeff, Jalen Hyatt falsely won the Bolitnikoff. Get off your high horse, Jeff. You have enough receivers. You can take care of that.
Which Ohio State receiver is he mad about here?
I can't remember. Jason, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, that'd have been Jason's year, I think, right?
All right, so
no?
The question.
I don't know.
22 season. Yeah, for 23. That's correct.
That's Jason, I think.
Yeah. What's your main expectation when watching Cam versus Shedeur Sunday? That's the question here. What is your main expectation when watching these two guys?
Whatever you're expecting.
I just want to know, truly, because I have no idea what people care about, what people want to see. Like the Bear obviously thinks he's expecting Shedeur to look like a first rounder and Cam look like a fifth rounder. So that's his expectation and prediction. So what are your main expectations for Cam versus Shedeur on Sunday? Real quick, let me tell you guys about Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. It is open enrollment season for people around the country. And for us here at AtoZSports, we have our health coverage benefits through Barton Drury Insurance Group. They do a phenomenal job of being on our team to help us out work and navigate through all these different twists and turns that are the health coverage and insurance world, because I don't want to deal with it. It's complicated. It's intimidating. There's a lot of big words and things that I don't understand. And so we were able to provide a great service to our company, to our employees, because of Barton Drury Insurance Group and this relationship we have. We also have our workers' comp policy that's even more complicated because there's so many state-by-state things on what workers' comp needs to be, especially for a digital media company. Like what's the Easton, how likely are you to get hurt working for AtoZSports on your couch? Don't answer that question. But Barton Drury Insurance Group has that policy for us because they take care of us right there online at bartondrury.com.
We're also brought to you by BTA Sports. Better for bettors. Use the link in the description below to sign up for a discounted price. Get that BTA Sports app on your phone and then start making money when you're betting against.
What happened? Did he just kick himself out? He just left? Where did he go? What?
I don't know what just happened.
Okay.
It just threw me away. It threw me out of the room. It just went back to the main screen. So anyways, BTA Sports, download that app in the description below. Use our link. Get a year, including the MLB coming up. That's a big addition for them during the NFL offseason. You can now bet on Major League Baseball and make money throughout the summer while you're waiting for the NFL to return. So BTA Sports dominating the game and throwing me out of my own.
Easton didn't freeze. Easton dipped.
Easton just got yeeted back to the main screen.
just ended. Oh man! Addition by subtraction, Austin. Haha, funny. All right,
technical issues 2 days in a row. What did I have technical issues? Oh, I did.
Yeah. You guys had some weird stuff going on yesterday. Anyway, things happen with technology. All right, so to the chat you go, Easton. Main expectations for Shedeur versus Cam. What are you seeing here from the chat?
Let's see as I scroll.
Yeah, sift through the you disappearing situation.
That's right. Well, it's Jason's birthday, so happy birthday to Jason.
That's the fake Brian Callahan?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. Let's see. Where did this start? Here we go. How about Quinshon Judkins, rookie running back for the Cleveland Browns, is just a beast. He's going to go off against the Titans' run defense. Hello Lady says he's predicting 7 touchdown passes between these two. Vegas isn't predicting that. The last time I checked, the over-under on this game is like 33.5. So that'd be crazy. Let's see. Cole, if the Titans shut down Judkins or Judsons, either ones, they have absolutely no chance to win. The Browns don't have any chance to win. So the key here is to make Shedeur Sanders play quarterback, it sounds like, according to Cole Claxton. let's see. We got a lot of mixed in things here with residual Vols talk and then making fun of Easton. Clown show from the media. Okay.
That's fair. That's a fair expectation.
I mean, yes.
It's totally fair.
Yeah. Double-digit sacks is what American Toff worries about. I'm assuming
Total?
in terms of Cam Ward, probably the majority of those.
I mean, I think
Myles Garrett element of it.
That could happen.
Sure. For Cam to attempt to survive Myles Garrett, yeah, how about the Cam's tackles surviving Myles Garrett would be step one, I think. A lot of sacks. 2 rookies to play like rookies. That's probably a pretty accurate description. Love the competition. It's going to be cold. That's right, Ann. So you better bundle up because Ann's going to be there. 6-3 games, what Dino Caribbean says. He's expecting 3 field goals all day long, which wouldn't be the most shocking outcome, to be honest with you.
If you can make the field goals.
True. I don't know who the Browns kicker is right this second, but I know the Titans have a kicker with a pretty strong leg. Should be able to cut the wind relatively well.
I pulled the weather up.
Nasty.
In Cleveland. Today, like right now in Cleveland, Ohio, which is Eastern time, I'm pretty sure.
It is.
So 9:30 in the morning. It is 20 degrees, feels like 7.
Nice. Real windy. Love that.
Sunday, it is currently occasional snow showers, temps nearly steady in the low to mid 30s, winds out of the west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of snow is 50%. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. So
maybe some flurries to make the television product pretty. I like that. Doesn't impact the game. That's ideal for a snow game. Just the snow for effect, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, Lane says Myles Garrett 3 sacks and Cam regression, which would be a real bummer. Cam gets sacked a lot, but makes more impressive throws throughout the game, even if the Titans don't win, and they won't, according to Rex Games. So it's a lot of answers in that vein. A lot of low expectations for the game in general, and low expectations for Cam Ward and the Titans' ability to protect Cam Ward. The Browns win, and Ward running for his life sums it up pretty well.
So Amnesia has a super chat that kind of goes along to where I was going to be. Amnesia says Cam being a bust will be the narrative. And Easton, I don't know what the broadcast map for this game between teams that have a combined 4 wins on the season.
Massive ratings inbound.
But on a serious note, this is probably going to be the most media attention that the Titans have gotten since I don't know what. Like what's the game the Titans have gotten the most national media attention for this season? The Patriots game because they just came off of fired Callahan.
The Pats game or the opener, I guess, since the opener was in. I mean, are we gauging? Like the opener had the benefit of being a late window game, so those are going to get more. I'm looking at the map, and where is here we go, Titans Browns broadcast map. So good news for Knoxville and Chattanooga folks. You are going to get this game this time. I know you're very excited about
Memphis? Does Memphis get it?
Bad news for Memphis. You are all once again not getting the Titans game. You will be watching Bills Bengals. So hope you enjoy that. The vast majority of the country will be watching Bills Bengals on Fox in the early window. So Middle and East Tennessee will get this game. A strange portion of Southwest Mississippi will be getting this Titans game. And the Cleveland, Toledo, Northern Ohio area wrapping around the lake will be getting this game.
Yes.
The rest of the country will be getting Bills Bengals for the most part, with a couple of folks getting Seahawks Falcons in their necks of the woods, and then Commanders Vikings also in their necks of the woods.
I don't understand the Mississippi side of that.
Well, Mississippi, I mean, they've got a shocking number of.
Is that just because of Jeffrey Simmons?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I folks in that area geographically are equal parts choosing between the Titans and the Saints in terms of the closest.
Well, how about this? Quinshawn Judkins and Jeffrey Simmons are both college players from that state.
Right.
What else does Mississippi have going for
it? Who did Judkins play for?
Ole Miss.
Okay, was he a 1-year transfer? I didn't know that.
He transferred to.
I'm sure I knew that.
Out of Ole Miss to Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, two of my best friends went to Mississippi State, and they were like, "It's Titans country down here," and I was like, "Really? Yeah." Turns out. I mean, it's really
probably some Steve McNair origin in that too.
Right. I think there's some player reasons that part of the country adopted the Titans. Yeah.
So, not great, right? So, no. But again, my original point, to go back to the Amnesia super chat, of Cam being a bust will be the narrative, because this is just my gut prediction here. Because not a lot of people will be watching this game, because the broadcast map will be watching Bills Bengals. There will be more, hey, let's check in on Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders for a game break, right? Scott Hansen on Red Zone said, they haven't gotten the red zone, but let's check in on Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and see how things are going. Oh, the Browns are up 10-3. Cam Ward sacked for the 8th time today. So there's going to be all these things of keeping tabs on these two quarterbacks. And it's going to be a rough go for so many reasons for Cam that aren't necessarily Cam's fault, like the defense he's playing, like the weather it's going to be in, just the overall situation of the Titans roster, or it will be low-hanging fruit, because the Browns will beat the Titans on Sunday in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders will get a win under his belt, which I believe will be, he has more wins as a starting quarterback in the NFL than Cam Ward.
It would be that. It would also be Shedeur Sanders stop the count, winning record all time. A winning quarterback, 2-1.
Exactly, right? So that's where I'm going to see a lot of that happening of, man, Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick. We need to be paying more attention to how bad this is. Mm-hmm. Why haven't we talked about how bad Cam Ward is? Oh, because we didn't talk about him in the first place. So, I think I agree with Amnesia. That is going to be a big-time narrative of people will be just casually checking in and be like, ugh, Cam thing is not good, right? And that's going to be the low-hanging fruit national narrative. That is my expectation for this.
Sure, and I think that's fair. I think the casual folks will certainly be inclined to do that. I see a couple super chats. One from King VC, first of all. Says, lock in, like the show. Thank you, King. We always appreciate you. And then DJ Silent01 says Shedeur will look somewhat better because of the defense that he is getting to play. Cam is facing another top 10 defense, top 5 defense, and Shedeur is facing what the Titans are bringing to the table. So, absolutely right. I do think that it will be a mixed bag from a national standpoint, though, because smart national folks are aware of Cam Ward's reality. And there are, I know Nate Tice, for example, at Yahoo is working on a big Cam Ward tape piece right now, which I'm sure will get a lot of buzz when it comes out, I'm assuming next week. And I know that a number of the folks at The Athletic and ESPN, like the nerdier, smarter ball knower types that you should be listening to instead of the First Takes of the world, they are aware of what Cam Ward has been, and those that have actually watched him this year, including us, obviously, those that have actually watched him this year, know that the flashes have been there, and he's absolutely shown the reasons why you drafted him first overall. He's also shown that he's a rookie, and that progress isn't linear, and that he's in a just atrocious situation. And this game is going to embody that atrocious situation, if I had to guess. I do find it interesting because of the wind and the weather factor, Austin. Like, we're coming into this game talking so much about the quarterbacks, naturally, but like we mentioned, the over-under in this game is astonishingly low. The Titans' offense doesn't need any help to be bad, but they're going to get some in this awesome Browns defense. The Browns' offense is probably going to be able to move the ball some just because of the Titans' defense. But the Titans' defense has, as we've talked about, not been some walkover the way that the offense has been.
Right.
They've had some fight in them, and the Titans' defense has some players that are playing pretty well right now. And I won't be surprised if we come out of this game not talking about the quarterbacks much at all, because the quarterbacks didn't do much. Like, I'm not sure that they're going to be passing the ball all that much, and I think both teams are going to try to lean into their run game. We saw the way the Titans started last week with the run game, and they were running effectively. If they can do that again and then not abandon it for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
And then we know that Quinshon Judkins is playing well. Like, this may be a ground and pound, nasty 60 minutes of football.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'll get to my prediction here in a second. But Tall Texan says smart people at ESPN, biggest oxymoron ever. No, I didn't say. I think
smart folks.
No, I think here's the problem though. This is what my response to your last little bit was going to be. The smart people don't get the impressions
On TV, correct?
On social media, like on clips, because nobody's watching First Take really. Like First Take is their viewing numbers are low. But their clips still do numbers because it's easy to take wild opinion from Stephen A. Smith, Nick Wright, all these people who are just walking bits. Those walking bits run on social. These smart people that are not walking bits, that are doing legitimate coverage, it takes a lot longer for those opinions and those videos to circulate because they're not extreme. And so, yes, there are smart people at ESPN. Yes, The Athletic has a lot of smart people. There are Nate Tice's of the world that you already mentioned that understand the Cam Ward situation, but they're not as interesting because they're not as extreme to the mass viewing audience. And that is where I think this game will create more of a mass viewing audience reaction because of how easy it is, the low-hanging fruit of it, to pin Titans, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders versus the Browns. Oh, the Browns beat the Titans. Shedeur Sanders is better than Cam Ward.
Yeah. I just don't think it'll be unanimous in a depressing way that it sometimes is, because sometimes everybody agrees, the casuals and the diehards alike, that a guy stinks or a team stinks, and then that's really a nightmare situation for everybody involved.
Yep. All right, so let's get to my prediction. I have a prediction about this game because the title of this show is Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders is the sideshow to the main event of Titans Browns. So I have my main prediction here, but I also want to tell you guys about my friends at Window Nation. I say my friends because they were over at my house 3 different times. The last time to install the windows, the great windows, the amazing windows. They were installed in my home right before the Arctic freeze came through at the end of November and the beginning of December, and it's just going to get colder throughout the winter. But we have the best windows we could possibly get at Window Nation. 50% off all window styles here through the end of the year for Window Nation, and there's so many different ways to finance it. 0% financing up to 5 years. That could be you. If you have the right numbers there, windownation.com is where to go. It's so easy. It's a free estimate. There is nothing. You could have Window Nation come out to your home. Roy, who's one of the managers of the Nashville area, great guy. He's been with Window Nation for a long time, moved from Maryland to the Middle Tennessee area to help Window Nation's new market here that they've been having for a few years. Roy's a great guy. Came over to our house, talked through all the different ways, the different types of windows, what our current problems are, how they can be fixed, how they can be financed, and how that's really no sweat off our backs because it's going to improve our bills, both heating and cooling, and make our house more pleasant. And the windows look sick. Like, they're awesome. Like, they're great. There's way more window. There's less dividers and other things that are not window in the windows, which is huge. And so it's just every time I walk by some of the windows, I'm like, dang, it's a big window. Like, the window's the same, the hole in the wall, the hole in the house is the same thing. But I'm like, oh, the thing's huge. It's crazy. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, that's true.
I know.
WindowNation.com is where to go. Right there, WindowNation.com.
Window Nation. More window.
More window. Same
more window.
hole.
That's right. That's right. Write that down, Window Nation. Free marketing for you all. You're welcome. I'm going to carefully do the BTA Sports read and hope that I don't get thrown out of the stream again. BTA Sports is fantastic. You need to download the app today and use the link in our description. Use the promo code when you click that link to get a year discounted and make money betting. Be a smarter bettor, be a more informed bettor. BTA Sports is going to help you do that for a flat rate annually. We love them. You will too. Check them out in the description below.
All right, so my main prediction for this Titans game is something that we've seen. We have to rewind 4 seasons ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Not 4 score, but just 4
taking
seasons.
you back to 2003.
No, 2021.
Okay.
There was a game where Jeffrey Simmons was lining up opposite sideline of a walking gold jacket. And Jeffrey Simmons was like, nah, watch me work.
I remember the game.
Sunday Night Football,
Los
the
Angeles.
Titans and Adrian Peterson go to the LA Rams in SoFi. And Jeffrey
No one giving
Simmons
him a chance.
absolutely worked the soon-to-be Super Bowl champs.
One of the most memorable games of the Vrabel era for me.
He destroyed that Rams offense. He had 3 sacks.
Mhm.
Aaron Donald was
Like
an
9 pressures.
afterthought.
Yep.
Yeah. Aaron Donald had 1 sack. Now, but the Titans win that game. Kevin Byard has a pick 6,
That's right.
which was beautiful, right out of the film room.
Mhm.
Adrian Peterson scores a 1-yard rushing touchdown in there. And then it was a great just Sunday Night Football. Titans put a whooping up on the Rams and without Derrick Henry right after he broke his foot.
Titans were over a touchdown underdog in that game. There were folks in Nashville media that week making a big stink and ultimately a fool of themselves for wholeheartedly arguing that the Titans would be wise to just rest their starters and wave the white flag in that game because they were in the midst of the historically disastrous injury bug that they were dealing with.
Yeah.
But,
the
turns
Titans,
out they shouldn't have done that because they won the game.
They won. They put up
remember.
21 points in the second quarter. Ryan Tannehill.
Chad, who remembers that? Anyone remember that? I remember that.
How about the touchdown scores for this game? Just crazy. Ryan Tannehill and Adrian Peterson each had a rushing touchdown.
Right.
Jeff Swain had a receiving touchdown.
Heck
and
yeah.
then Kevin Byard with the pick 6. That's how the Titans got to 28. They win 28-16. It wasn't even that close. But Jeffrey Simmons was the talk of that show, of that game, because my God, he was unblockable. And so in a moment where Jeffrey Simmons, who is I said this earlier in the week, I don't know if it was with you or JT, I said that Jeffrey Simmons is the only person that's immune to the Titans stink. And that's true. Jeff missed 2 games in the middle of the season there? He has 6.5 sacks. His goal is to get to 10. He walked into this training camp saying, I've reworked my body. I want to get a 10-sack season this year. He's got 6.5 with 5 games left. And he missed time with an injury. I think Jeffrey Simmons is going to do everything he possibly can to just be a game wrecker, knowing that Myles Garrett is on the other sideline, and everybody's expecting Myles Garrett to be that walking gold jacket Hall of Famer who is on the brink of breaking Michael Strahan, TJ Watt's sack record for most sacks in a season. He could do it on Sunday against Cam Ward and the Titans by himself. But I think my prediction, Jeffrey Simmons has more combined sacks and tackles for losses than Myles Garrett on Sunday.
Wow.
Jeffrey Simmons walks away being the more impactful defensive player than Myles Garrett, because I think Jeff is going to be on his P's and Q's. He is going to be doing it all, and he's going to be showing out. So that's my prediction.
But does that lead to a win?
No, of course not.
Okay. Yeah, Myles Garrett has 19 sacks. He needs 3.5 more to tie the modern era record to take it, and he has 5 games left to do so. He's on pace for 27 sacks, so he's on pace to shatter the record, which I hope he does, because there's some debate over is 22.5 the record or is 23.5 the record, because they only started tracking the stat in 1982, and there are folks from before that era who went back and with help from NFL Films was like, hey, I had more sacks than that, but the NFL said, no, we don't care, doesn't count. So whatever it is, if Garrett just gets to 25 or 26 or 27, there will be no debate who the champion of all time is, and it will be Myles Garrett. And he could very well do it against this Titans team. I don't think that he will. I won't be surprised. I mean, I would bet he gets a couple of them. Like I would, if his over under on sacks, I'll go check it here in a second, but I'm going to guess it's 1.5 and juiced to the over, and I would take the over.
Yeah, like minus 175 for
that's
over
right.
1.5.
Yeah. Basically demanding that you take the over. I'll be interested to see, because obviously Shedeur as a pocket manager is somebody that is gettable, right? Very gettable. Yes. Very, very rookie-y in the pocket. And the Browns' offensive line is fine, but also gettable. And
no Jack Conklin.
That's right. I mean, perpetually, it seems.
Guess what? Jack Conklin's hurt.
Right.
Yet. Somebody somewhere right now is like, man, this whole Titans downfall started because they didn't re-sign Jack Conklin.
That's right. And that person is right, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
No, don't even start that.
So I don't know. I mean, I could totally see it with Jeff Simmons. I could see him going in there and being the more impactful player on paper, but does that extend to beyond the paper, I guess, is my question. Because if you still lose the game and lose handily, perhaps, which the Titans, what are they, 4.5-point underdogs or something like that? Then are we going to be talking about Jeff Simmons' impact, or is it going to be another? Because I could see this happening, Austin. I could see Jeff Simmons being more impactful on paper than Myles Garrett, having 4 combined sacks and tackles for losses, and was perpetually an element in the backfield, and was the guy who single-handedly ended a couple of drives. And yet in the locker room, he's being asked about the visible frustration that he showed on the sideline when the offense went 3 and out 7 times in a row and kept forcing him to go back out there and be Superman over and over, and they lose the game by 11 points. So I don't know. How accurate does that sound to you?
Fair. Yeah. But again, I just think we've seen Jeffrey Simmons when Jeffrey Simmons gets dialed in and focused on what he wants to do, he usually accomplishes it.
Turns out Jeffrey Simmons is an incredible football player, despite what folks the past 3 years have tried to tell you.
And always has been. Like, he was so good Sunday.
Yeah.
So good this past Sunday against the Jags. Just throwing guys aside like they were like children in front of him and, going to see Santa or something. It was wild of like how he was just tossing massive grown men aside. I think Jeffrey Simmons has 2+ sacks, and he has probably another tackle for loss. I think that 3.5 number is the number to get to. That's my prediction. I think Jeffrey Simmons is going to be on one. He's going to be turned all the way up because he knows Myles Garrett's probably going to have a couple easy ones. So, I mean, we can go to the chat. People completely disagreeing with me. Somebody asked me what I was smoking this morning, which I think, come on, do you find that crazy of a take for me for somebody to be like, dude, what are you smoking this morning?
No.
Have that take.
No, Jeffrey Simmons has been incredible all year. This is not news. Jeffrey Simmons and Myles Garrett are 2 of the best defensive players in the entire NFL right now. They may very well be accompanying each other on the AFC All-Pro list at the end of the year. In fact, I would kind of expect them to at this point.
Tall Texan says Austin hasn't watched the Titans O-line this year. Unfortunately, I've watched every single snap of the Titans offensive O-line this year. But also, I know what Shedeur Sanders is. Shedeur Sanders also got sacked like 8 times and like 12 dropbacks one time, it felt like, and is really, really bad at not getting rid of the football. And I think the main part of this is how many dropbacks are going to be out there.
That's
how many dropbacks are going to happen, and what's the score going to be like? Is the game going to get broken open to where the Titans or the Browns, one team is down by 2 touchdowns and has to throw the ball just to stay in the game or try to get back in the game?
Yeah, let's consult some props on this because we can get kind of an idea on what the expectations are for the rushers and for the passers. So if I go to passing props,
I'll let you do that
after the break.
Yep. Let me tell you guys about our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medical care. Bone and Joint TN is the website, boneandjointtn.org, excuse me. If you have an injury, you need to make sure that you can get that taken care of. They have a dozen physicians and experts there at the Bone and Joint Institute in Franklin. They have a state-of-the-art facility. They do tremendous work around the community as well. They're always helping out the local high school sports, high school athletics, whether it's college athletes, youth sports, and beyond. And if you have that injury in life, which, happens just like it does in football, you need the experts in the place that you can say, I need to go here to get them checked out because they are trustworthy. I've been there for multiple injuries over the last handful of years, and they always do right by me. They will do right by you as well. boneandjointtn.org.
We're also brought to you by BTA Sports, Better for Betters. Use the link in the description below to sign up today for a discounted rate, and you will start making more money as a more informed bettor at the sports book. BTA Sports, dominating the game.
All right, Anthony says Austin has no clue what he's talking about, especially Sanders. What do you mean?
I generally agree, but on this front, I don't.
What do you actually mean by that?
He's
that Shedeur Sanders gets sacked at a really high rate. Yeah, that's what happens to Shedeur Sanders. He's bad at pocket management and getting rid of the football and escaping the pocket.
So, according to Vegas, this is a little bit subverting my expectations. The pass attempt prop for both Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Cam Ward, it's over under 31.5. Shedeur over under 26.5, which is slightly under Cam Ward's average attempts per game. It's well over Shedeur Sanders' attempts per game, which I find interesting. I don't know if they're expecting the run game to not work against the Titans. I don't know. I don't know what Vegas is thinking there.
The run game didn't work for the Jags against the Titans last week.
This is true, but the Browns have a better statistically I'd have to check, but off the top of my head, it feels like certainly a better run game in Cleveland. The completions props, though, Cam Ward over under 17.5, Shedeur Sanders over under 15.5. So they're not expecting these guys to complete many passes. And maybe that's a result of the fact that they think they'll be running for their lives back there, which, yeah. So I don't know. That's more dropbacks than if each guy drops back 25 to 30 times in the game, there are sacks to be had in there for sure.
Yes, Jason. LOL Austin. Remember when you said pre-draft that Shedeur has it between the ears? Yeah, he does. Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, you guys are taking what the hell? Context people, matters of all these things. Like, you guys are trolls, man.
They're getting your goat. You can't let them win.
Hard Pressure says Shedeur has been sacked 6 times in 3 games. Cam has been sacked 48 times in 11. That's 12. Seems like a higher average. Yeah, it is a higher average. It is. Like, okay. But the Browns have been protecting their 4th string quarterback, who now is their starter, because they trade away 2 guys and Dylan Gabriel, the other rookie, is hurt. So we all know the Titans have been making it hard on Cam on purpose early in the year and trying to give him a lot more than he can handle. I feel like the Browns are having training wheels on Shedeur Sanders and on Dylan Gabriel because they also have that defense and they have a better, more consistent run game to lean on.
Yes, that's true. It's also, sacks aren't the only way to measure if a guy's good at pocket management or not. Like, that's Shedeur Sanders being sacked twice a game on average is not reflective of the fact that he has not been a good pocket manager so far. Like, I'm not talking about how often the guy runs into a sack. I'm talking about whether or not he knows when to step into the pocket and when to bail on a pocket that is or is not clean. Like, he's doing a lot of typical rookie things, bailing on clean pockets, refusing to step up, trying to find escape lanes horizontally and not vertically, which is a thing you can do in college but not in the NFL, thinking that he can scramble around in the backfield and outrun NFL defensive tackles, let alone defensive ends, and realizing that that's another thing you can do in college, but not in the NFL, especially when you're the athlete that Shedeur Sanders is. That's not a knock on him in particular. That's just a thing that a lot of rookies do, and he's doing it a lot in his first 3 games, or 2 games. Or
yeah, wait, hold on, time out. Because how many games? This is his
2,
third start.
Yeah,
his third start.
6 in 2 games, by the way.
Right, and so, he was 4 in 2 games. He was sacked twice in the game that he came in relief. He was 4-16 with 1 interception and 2 sacks.
That's right. He played that half game or however.
Yeah, and it was atrocious. Now, and then they beat the Raiders, who are right there trying to battle the Titans for the worst team in football.
Truly awful.
They beat the Raiders. He was sacked once, and threw for 209, 1 touchdown. That was the Dylan Sampson 60-plus yard scamper there. And then last week against the Niners, he was 6 of 25 for 149, 1 touchdown, and was sacked 3 times there. So, he did have the Raiders. And for what it's worth, the Ravens defense this year is not what we expect when you look at the Ravens logo and just assume, Ravens have a good defense. Not as good as it was and has been typically. So I would expect under on the pass attempts for both those guys.
Agreed.
What was Shedeur's number? 26.5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he threw 25 times against the Niners. Now, 3 sacks means he had at least 28 dropbacks.
Right. I mean, they trailed that entire game, and their special teams was atrocious. The I wish I had this written down. The 49ers, this is me paraphrasing, making up numbers, but their drives on the day started from like the 2, the 14, the 42, the 44, and their own 50 or something like that. Like they had like 4 or 5 drives start in incredible field position because the Browns special teams were putting the special in special teams.
And here's something else that we haven't talked about. Didn't the Titans had the recipe to beat the Browns?
They do. Yeah, that's right. We did talk about this at the Jets game.
Yeah. Jim DK.
Listen, like, I'm not joking. The Browns, it wasn't just last week. The Browns special teams have been atrocious. They make mistakes. They're gettable. There's a very real chance that Cam Ward gets the ball to start in the red zone once this week because of a muffed punt, and Jim DK returns a touchdown and gets into the history books because that's how bad the Browns special teams have been so far. Like, if you told me the Titans win this game, I'm assuming at least one really beneficial thing came from the Titans special teams efforts.
If the Titans win this game, they got a non-offensive touchdown.
A non-offensive touchdown? Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Probably.
That's what the Jets did. They had 2, right?
Yeah.
2 return touchdowns in their win over the Browns 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
So they have the recipe. So, all right. So this game is the first in the tank watch, really, as the season, we're in December now. It is officially tank watch. We know the situation. We're going to go through what's on the line as far as the draft order because the Titans, we know, are 1 with the highest strength of schedule. So we'll discuss what is the chances what a Titans win would do this weekend and the likeliness of said Titans win. But first, Easton, tell everybody about Bo Tarot Carts.
Bo Tarot Carts. Life is short. You need to buy a golf cart, and you need to do it today with our friends at Bo Tarot Carts. They are a locally owned and operated dealership, open 7 days a week. Full service sales and rental dealership in Columbia and in Gallatin is where you'll find these guys. They're fantastic. They offer 0% financing for 36 months. Excuse me. On carts starting at just under $6,800. They're open 7 days a week. No dealer fees, no credit card fees, even a no credit needed option if that's something that you're interested in. So check them out today. It's the giving season. Make a golf cart a part of your Christmas with our friends at Botero Carts.
It's the last day, the final day for AtoZ20 at shop.AtoZSports.com. Shop.AtoZSports.com. Cyber Monday turned into Cyber. Huh?
Look at that neck. My goodness.
It's not my neck. It's the original guy's
I've never noticed how long your neck is.
Yeah, that's not the case. Look. It's the original guy's neck.
No, but go back to the other one. Flip it back. See, now it's your neck.
No, it's not. My neck is not used in this. It's the original guy's neck. Look at the Adam's apple is the other guy's.
What does your wife think about your neck?
What are you doing?
I'm looking at your long neck right here.
Get out of here with that. That's gross.
You got a long neck. I'm just noticing you and Davis Mills have a lot in common.
I don't have a long neck.
You're like a giraffe.
This guy's a giraffe.
He does have a really long neck.
He does have a crazy long neck. The nuts.
Maybe he's related to Davis Mills.
Maybe. I don't know who he is. I asked
great
Jake,
hair,
who's that guy?
Holy, that neck is distracting.
It is crazy. But hey, don't distract from 20% off A to Z Sports gear, the new merch store that just launched, shop.AtoZSports.com. I did paste the link to the store there. AtoZ20 overall. So looks like I have an earring too, Curtis says.
Does like I have an earring?
Hold on.
That's just glare. That's just
shadow, bro. Come on now. Shadow. Anyway, so yeah, shop.AtoZSports.com. The link is in the chat there. AtoZ20. Today is the last day for that deal. The whole lady just says my face is short.
You have a short face?
That's what Hell Lady said.
I guess it's better than a.
I don't. Why the long face?
Why the long? Why the short face?
No, I think I have a normal shaped face,
but a long neck.
My neck is normal length. You guys see it every day, every day. All right. If the Titans win,
he's got real defensive about his neck.
If the Titans win this game, they're gonna drop to 4th.
Yep.
That's because guys,
pretty much guaranteed.
The Giants bye week. So
can't lose.
Can't lose that
Can't
one.
win.
The Saints are playing the Bucks in Tampa. They're going to lose that game.
Probably.
And then the Raiders are playing the Broncos. So that is a loss. So if the Titans beat the Browns.
You never know in these divisional games, man. It's a pair of divisional games right there. You never know. That's the beauty of the NFL.
Both the Giants and the Raiders are playing divisional opponents that are in the playoffs, and these teams suck. So that is and then all of a sudden you're fourth. You're just a win away from that group of 4 3-win teams, and the Browns are staying right there. And I can look quickly to see who the Commanders, Jets, and Cardinals are playing. The Cardinals are playing the Rams. That's not good.
Jets play the Dolphins.
That could help you out. And the Commanders play the Vikings. That could help you out. So maybe you get a little help on the 3-win group, but you are dropping to the 4th overall pick if the Titans win this game. That would be awful.
For your draft, yes, it'd be awful.
For the future of this franchise. No, you did not. You said that way too understated. For the future of the Tennessee Titans franchise, they cannot win this football game.
Well, tell that to the players.
That's huge. And Daniel says the 4th pick is Arvell Reese. Maybe, but you know what? The 4th pick is not the future first rounder or the other draft capital that come along with that 4th round pick when you traded the number 1 pick to go to 4.
That's right.
This is a massive, 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 massive Sunday. Massive Sunday. Because Jeff says you can get Carnell Tate. Yeah, you could. And I'd be down. I'd be down for either of those Ohio State Buckeyes. If you trade the 1st pick back to go get them. Now, if you're there, obviously that would suck. But the 4th pick in the draft is the worst spot to be in.
The worst?
Yes.
Specifically the 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there will be, I think there's potential for 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks. And now you're and there's not going to be 4 quarterbacks in a row. I think you're kind of stuck there. You can't trade out of it. Because everybody who wants to trade up has already done it. And now you're just going to have to pick best player available and not gain all of that leverage with adding more capital. Because this team needs more draft picks. They need more high draft picks because so far they've proven to be pretty good at drafting together with Brinker and Borgonzi. And they need more swings. And if you are picking 4th, that is a detriment to the future of the franchise if you don't get the number 1 overall. You can drop the 2. You can drop the 3, I think.
I don't know.
But you cannot drop to 4.
I think 3 is as bad as 4.
I think 4 is worse, situation. But 3 maybe.
Well, 4 is literally
absolutely
a pick worse. So yes. Let's not lose sight of the fact that just like the Titans don't have the actual number 1 overall pick right now, if they were to win this weekend, they also won't actually have the 4th overall pick. The Titans were sitting in the 3rd or the 4th position around this time last year, ended up with the 1st pick. So they would have some making up of ground to do, no doubt, down the stretch. And it would be bad news bears if you were all in on the draft and all in on the tank. But it wouldn't be the end of the story. It would just be a poor development for the front office.
But you're in a tough spot because you can't tie.
Yeah, you'd be looking for, and I might write this at some point today or tomorrow. The rest of those teams would need to find a win somewhere.
And you play one of them.
Well, there's one.
And you already lost to one of them. So that's not one. That's tough.
That's right.
You can't win this game.
I think they're gonna.
You think they're gonna? You have a pregame show to deal with. So, all right, the last of the 12 things that I teased at the beginning of the show. Another rooting interest Titans fans need to have this weekend. You want Mendoza to play well for Indiana.
Absolutely.
You don't have to win. You don't have to beat Ohio State. But you need Mendoza to show up in Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship game and play clean, competitive, playmaking quarterback to prove that he can be the number 1 overall pick, so you can trade it away.
You really just need him to show up. Like, don't get exposed, right? Look like the guy we think you are. Excuse me. And
Nice.
By the way, Duran says, where did this go? Elaborate, Easton. You can't just say they're going to win and not explain. I'm going to explain on Sunday, so tune in. And as Daniel Caribbean says, Ty Simpson as well. Now, this is where you and I differ. Ty over the past 3 or 4 games has really come back down to earth.
Yeah.
Not
you and I
sure
don't differ on that anymore.
Yeah.
A month and a half ago, we differed.
Oh, okay. Well, just a second ago, you were saying you think that they're going to go 1, 2, 3 quarterback. So who's the third quarterback?
I don't know.
So it sounds like we differ.
No. It's not my opinion of the quarterback.
You think it'll be some other quarterback than Ty
No. I know. There's a difference on what I think will happen in the draft and versus what I think.
Right. So what do you think is going to happen in the draft?
I think Ty Simpson could go a lot higher, and I think he should probably go back to school. But
I think he's
I also thought Anthony Richardson, there's no way in hell anybody should touch him with a first-round foot pole. But guess what? He went 4th. So that's the point here.
So it sounds like we differ because you think what's actually going to happen is a quarterback will go 3rd.
I didn't say. I said there's a chance it could go 1, 2, 3 quarterback.
Okay. I don't think there's a chance. So we differ a little bit. It's okay.
Okay. Well, I thought you were talking about the conversation we had about Ty Simpson off air.
No, I'm talking about the fact that like 12 seconds ago, you said you think that there's the 4th is the worst pick because they could go 1, 2, 3 quarterback. And I disagree.
It could go 1, 2, 3 quarterback. I didn't say it is.
Right. I don't think it could.
Okay.
Glad we got that figured out. But anyways, it would, I mean, that doesn't mean Ty Simpson playing well isn't a good, like you should hope that he plays well and somehow the Anthony Richardson arc comes into play. I mean, like if Ty Simpson plays really well and they win the SEC championship game and then they win a couple of games in the playoff or, get to the championship game or something and Ty Simpson is the engine behind it, like that, those high profile games can single-handedly erase the last month of football where he's looked real up and down. So I'm not going to rule it out entirely. I just don't think that is going to happen, right? I'm not anticipating that. Easton the T's freeze. Don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, I think that Mendoza is the big one.
Proud of it.
That's right. Mendoza is the big one. And when we get to the playoff, Dante Moore playing real well is equally important.
Yes, but Saturday you need, and of course, Big Ten Jeff, Ohio State fan Jeff comes and says, "Oh, Mendoza's not going to do anything against Ohio State." There's a good chance because this Ohio State defense has not allowed a team to score 17 points this year.
What's the best offense they've played? Michigan? Is it Michigan? Sorry, offense? It might be. Let's see. Let me look it up.
I mean, at the time of the game, technically you could say Texas.
But that was
when looking back, but that was week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't played a very good schedule.
The Fighting Nico Iamaleavas, UCLA, when he was hurt.
Which is also why Jeff answered Texas. Like you're going to
offense. Illinois' offense. Illinois gave him a fight. 16 points in that game. Most anybody scored on them this year. That's not true. Just kidding. They played Notre Dame. Or wait, no, just kidding. That was last year. Never mind. That was the championship game.
Yeah. It would probably be Illinois. It'd probably be Illinois. Which is also why I don't think Julian Sayin needs to be anywhere close to winning the Heisman because he's had the easiest job in all of college football.
You're right about that, my friend. You're right about that.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He's a good quarterback, and he can probably win it next year.
Ohio State is a 4-point favorite in this game, by the way.
Which makes me feel
kill them. It's a trap. It's a trap line.
Yeah, right?
Trap line. They want you to think it's free money on Ohio State. It's not.
And that would be crazy. So what you need is Indiana to cover because you need Fernando Mendoza to play so well that your first overall draft pick, if you get a Fernando Mendoza playing well in a win or a loss, I don't care. But he plays well. He doesn't have a catastrophic turnover. And then you lose in Cleveland. You're like, hell yeah. That first overall pick just got a lot better.
Absolutely.
Ready for good news?
Let's do good news.
All right, time for some good news. If you have good news in the chat, share it with us, and we'll read it. Here we go. Shout out Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process. You can save a lot of money at Wilson County Hyundai, especially at the end of the year. The end of the year is a great time to buy a car. They say, hey, we need these things off the lot. You can do that for them, and they'll give you a great deal for it. WilsonCountyHyundai.com in Lebanon is where to go. Good news to share around. If you have good news, do it. There we go. Jeff starts us off with the most predictable good news ever. Good news, Ohio State went belt to ass on Michigan. Underwood is not good. Back-to-back incoming dynasty. I will say this.
A dynasty of 2? Is that a dynasty?
Winning back-to-back 12-team college football playoff championships would be insane.
Yes, just not a dynasty.
Transfer portal, with NIL, with all the wildness that is more parity than ever in college football, going back-to-back for Ohio State in this format would be stupid impressive.
It would. Very possible. But I hope they don't, so I don't have to hear from Big Ten Jeff. You know?
I wish we could talk more college football playoff. You know this,
do.
but I'm like busting at the seams to talk more about it, but you guys mostly don't.
No one's stopping
care.
you.
Yes, the audience is. The audience's interest is stopping me. That's what.
But that's all up in your head. No one's actually.
No, it's not. That's real. Jason says, good news. The Titans are showing no signs of moving away from Mike McCoward. This ensures the Titans maintain their stronghold on the number 1 overall pick. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
And I took my nursing pre-boards and scored the 98th percentile nationally. Damn. Burning Devil, good news. The best week of for football all over the nation.
Yeah, that's not true. The best weekend of football is obviously
last week.
No. In college football, yes, but in football, no.
Oh, you're talking like wild
divisional
card
round weekend is the best weekend of football. Yeah.
Yeah, because that also usually lines up with the national championship game.
Bingo.
IR, good news. Getting my new fart machine today so I can prank people. Never not funny. I'm going to say.
That's crazy.
Never not funny.
That's crazy. And I mean this with all due respect, IR Hoshi. If this is you in your profile picture, checks out. It looks like your brand. That looks like a fart machine kind of guy in that picture. Not taking life too seriously, here for the good times.
Not having bad news this week is good news. I feel you on that.
No bad news is good news. That's right.
Toby says, good news. My son and I have the kitchen remodel almost complete.
Sweet.
Nice. Michael, good news. This dreadful season is almost over. Correct.
Almost? More than a month left.
Hey, we're
more than a month.
How about this? After this weekend, Mike McCoy will have coached more games this season than Brian Callahan.
It feels like he already has, to be honest.
Yeah.
Every day in Mike McCoy world feels like a
2 days.
Week.
Yeah. Nick, good news, going to Manhattan, Kansas to watch K-State beat Seton Hall, and new football coach Colin Klein will speak at halftime.
Man, we have more Kansas State talk in this chat than I think exists even in
It's just
Kansas.
2 guys. It's just
I know, but like I hear so much about, and nothing wrong with it. It's just like a random team to hear so much about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up on K-State because of you all in the chat.
Jeff says Easton is mad Vandy's outside the playoffs, rightfully so.
Yeah, that's rage bait. How incredible would it have been if they'd gotten that playing game together? It'd have been the best thing to ever happen. I mean, just for the love of the game, it'd been so much fun. Vandy, Utah, or Vandy, Miami this weekend.
Vandy, Miami is what it would be.
I heard Utah was in discussions as well. Who knows? But the point is, it would have been so fun. A redneck playing game? Come on.
But the point is, I mean, yes,
You can't tell me it wouldn't have been electric.
I think and
it would have gotten a trillion eyeballs on it.
D Red says good news is Vandy got the 5-star quarterback flip. Yeah, Jared Curtis flipping from Georgia to Vandy, which is crazy. And
did you see the clip that was circulating from his championship game?
I know they won big, but
they won big, which is not surprising. He had a big long run, but the run was whatever. You see that in high school football all the time. He is a man amongst boys out there. I mean, you can see it on paper too. Like he's 6'2", 2.
He's also 19.
Right, he's 19. He's a big old boy. He looks like a guy that's going to fit in. Going from Pavia back there to Jared Curtis back there is going to be a different look on your television screen.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think with Vandy, the main situation with Vandy that I think is BS is that the way the committee talked about Vandy's resume, they would have been better off if they beat Tennessee by 3.
Correct. Vandy was penalized for beating the teams that they played when they were ranked so badly that they became unranked.
Yes.
You beat them too bad for the committee. The committee's such a joke.
Well, it's
what a wet noodle of an organization.
It is also an impossible thing to do. Like, it is nearly impossible to have everything be on the same page.
It's impossible to make everybody happy, no doubt.
Yes,
it's not impossible to have the courage of your convictions and pick the 12 best teams. But somebody, and I forget who, somebody in college media said on Twitter the other day, reminder, and this is imminently true, reminder, the committees doesn't see their own job as picking the 12 best teams, even though they say that on paper. They see their job as picking the 12 teams they can most justify on paper, which is true. They're not interested in picking the 12 best teams. They demonstrate it every year, and we should stop being surprised when they don't care about it.
Yeah. Bork is correct.
This is crazy. The Big Ten fan is giving me a hard time for who Vandy played this year. Sorry, did I say Big Ten? I meant Ohio State. The Ohio State fans giving me a big Oh, when you got a schedule full of Illinois, man, that's a real college football team schedule. Shut up.
Vandy's best win is Mizzou and Tennessee.
Correct.
They also beat LSU. They beat South Carolina.
South Carolina like a drum.
Yes. And they beat Virginia Tech. They did get bad luck.
Jeff, they just beat Tennessee by 3 touchdowns in Neyland. And you can say Tennessee's not bad. Tennessee played some daggum good teams this year. How bad did those other teams beat Tennessee? Not as bad as Vandy beat them.
Right. Georgia should have lost to Tennessee.
Right. Look at Georgia's game against Tennessee. Look at Bama's game against Tennessee. Then compare it to Vandy's game against Tennessee.
And Oklahoma.
That's right. Good point.
Oklahoma's resume is legitimate, but they're just unwatchable.
They're unwatchable. It's a travesty.
And Jeff, I know Tennessee beat nobody all year. That's correct. But the way they lost was competitive and super dramatic up until they got their doors beaten in, pun intended, by Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt, in Neyland. And Vandy lost at Alabama and at Texas. Those are the 2 best losses you can have.
Correct.
And they were competitive in both.
It's just so funny that the Ohio State fan being like, who'd they beat this year?
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't own a mirror.
No. It's frustrating. And Bork was saying the Notre Dame Miami conversation is impossible. I agree. Because week 1, I believe week 1 should be treated on an island. It matters, but you have to understand where it was. Because I believe Notre Dame is a better football team than Miami right now. I believe that fully.
Right.
I think if they played today, Notre Dame would be a favorite by 6.
Agreed.
Their quarterback now is a veteran because it was his first game against Miami at Miami. It was a field goal game. They didn't use Jeremiah Love correctly for whatever reason. They had a stubborn thought about entering the season. It was weird, right? But they figured it out and they lost to A&M in a barn burner.
Yeah. But they lost, and so Notre Dame's going to get left out.
That's your take?
They're getting left out. The committee's whole it's easier to do the head-to-head thing when the teams are back-to-back, which in and of itself is baloney. But BYU is going to help them one way or another because they're either going to win this weekend and move up or lose.
BYU is not going to beat Texas Tech.
No, I'm just saying no matter what happens, because if they do beat Texas Tech somehow, they will move up. And when they do lose, because they're going to lose, they will move down. in the rankings, it will put Notre Dame and Miami back to back, and then the committee, by their own stupid, insipid rules, will be like, oh, well, now they're back to back. We can do the head-to-head thing, and Miami will get in, and Notre Dame will be left out because the head-to-head has to matter.
It doesn't. I don't think it does. In week one?
No. By their rules, it does. Because what did we just talk about? They
No,
don't care about if
that's
they,
what Bork's saying.
This is what would make my head explode. If the committee only cares about picking the best team when it comes to Notre Dame and just Notre Dame, but nobody else, that's infuriating.
All right. So Jeff says claiming South Carolina as a top 10 win is hilarious. Jeff, what is Ohio State's best win?
Michigan.
You better not say number 1 Texas. Right?
Right.
At home.
I'm done. Jeff's just a troll. I'm done engaging. He knows in his heart. This is why he's so animated, because he knows deep down that Vandy belongs in, and he's just trying to. I don't know. I think this is what he lives for, Jeff.
Yeah. And by the way, anybody who's talking about Vandy has never mentioned South Carolina until they get to like their 4th best win.
Correct. And again, it wasn't that they beat South Carolina. It was that they murdered South Carolina.
Yeah. They literally knocked the Illinois
in South Carolina.
Out. Yeah. At night.
Right.
Which matters.
Because that's what Ohio State fans will tell you. Be like, well, okay, well, maybe we didn't play anybody, but we killed everybody. So when you kill folks, it counts for something. But when Vandy blows the doors off of Tennessee in Tennessee at night and South Carolina in South Carolina at night, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right, bud.
Yeah, that was like week 3. I understand they're not ranked victories, but like College Game Day showed up from Missouri, Tennessee. It was a top Missouri Vandy. Like again, this is a waste of time. So Easton, do you have good news?
My good news is that I don't have to engage with Jeff for at least the next 48 hours.
That's great news. And Misha had a super chat. I missed it. Even if the Titans win, it'll be all about how Sanders lost and not how Cam won. It'd be ridiculous.
You're right
Probably.
about that. You're right about that.
Probably.
Is this the end of the road for Shedeur Sanders as a starting quarterback?
Yes. Oh, man. My good news is I think we're doing Christmas tree on this weekend.
Nice. It's time.
It is that time.
Your real tree?
Yeah.
Yep. Love a real tree.
Mm-hmm.
Love a real tree. I can't really justify getting one in our current place, but we're moving next year, and that will be on my list of things. It's like, where can we put a real tree in here when we find the new place?
Why can't you use it now? The lady next door.
It would just be like it's just no. We could. It's just like
I didn't know if you were worried about the smoke.
No. It's just not a lot of room for a big old tree in our living room. Like it would be not worth the hassle.
I hear you.
And also with a baby, I don't know. Probably she'd be eating needles. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I'll let you know. MB says this is why people love college ball, because they can sit around and argue and prove, and there's no way to prove anything. Yes,
right.
I love college football because it's so perfectly stupid.
It's a god awful system, but boy, does it lend itself to some incredible yapping every year without fail.
It's so good. It's the best.
It was designed for websites to get clicks.
Hell yeah.
And boy, does it do it.
And you know what you don't get in any other sport? You don't get the founder of Crumble Cookies trolling.
That's right.
Trolling a blue blood program. That's what happened with Penn State. If BYU keeps Sataki, Crumble Cookies is a major donor for BYU and is sending Crumble Cookies, and fans are sending Crumble Cookies to the Penn State AD. It's just so good.
You also don't get your fired coach's coat rack getting put out on the street for the media to take pictures of. Excuse me. Your breakup.
Oh, your coach who coached the team to the playoffs and then quit before the play. Yeah, that.
You don't get that guy's coat rack left out on the street.
I mean, where does Mike McCoy have a coat rack?
Doubt it.
I bet he does.
He's probably just wearing the old Titans gear that Brian.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's the coat rack in his office. So I'm taking Mike McCoy's coat rack and throwing it somewhere. All right. That is all.
That is all.
Like the show. Hit that like button. as you head out. Have a good weekend. Easton and JT will see you on Sunday for Titan Game Day Live for Titans at Browns.
Heck yeah.
And, see you on Monday. Appreciate it as always. Have a good weekend.